You did everything right. You researched before you bought, you read the tags carefully, you planted in good soil, watered on schedule, and fertilized in spring exactly the way every gardening article told you to. And by mid-August, your garden was quiet. Not winding down gradually, quiet. The color was gone, the pollinators had moved on, and you were standing in front of a yard full of green leaves, wondering where you went wrong. The answer is straightforward, and it has nothing to do with your effort or your dedication. The problem is that the same 10 perennials appear on every long-blooming list published online, and most of them perform adequately at best. There is a tier of perennials that those lists consistently ignore, plants that bloom for 5, 6, even 7 consecutive months, that handle neglect better than care, and that genuinely transform what a garden looks like from May through November. I found 10 of them, real variety names, real zones, real bloom windows, and one of them produces active flowers from April through hard frost, 7 full months from a single planting. You will not find that plant on any list you have read before. Let's get into it. Plant 10 is Scabiosa, and the specific variety is butterfly blue. Most gardeners walk straight past it at the nursery because it looks almost too delicate to take seriously. Small container, modest foliage, nothing dramatic competing for your attention the way bold annuals do on the display tables nearby. That first impression has cost more gardeners 5 solid months of continuous bloom than almost any other mistake in perennial selection. Butterfly blue produces soft lavender blue pincushion flowers on wiry, branching stems from May through October, 5 uninterrupted months from a plant that costs exactly what every other perennial on the shelf costs. The variety name matters here more than almost anything else. Do not buy generic Scabiosa. Other varieties give you 6 decent weeks and then nothing. Butterfly blue, those 2 words specifically on the tag, gives you 5 months across USDA zones 3 through 9. One light shearing in midsummer after the first major flush fades is the step most gardeners never take and never realize they are missing. That cut takes 10 minutes. What it does is redirect the plant's entire energy forward, triggering a dense second flush that carries blooms straight through October without interruption. Plant 9 is Agastache, and the variety you want is Blue Fortune. Before you decide you already know this plant, consider this honestly. How many seasons have you filled a hummingbird feeder with sugar water, cleaned it weekly to prevent mold, refilled it on schedule, and still seen hummingbirds only occasionally? A feeder competes with natural nectar sources, requires constant maintenance, and delivers an inferior nutritional experience for the birds it is designed to attract. Blue Fortune Agastache blooms from July through hard frost, 4 to 5 months of dense blue-purple flower spikes that hummingbirds and monarch butterflies return to daily without any effort from you whatsoever. No refilling, no cleaning, no sugar water. Just one plant, established in full sun, blooming continuously through summer heat and well into fall while you focus on something other than feeder maintenance. USDA zones 4 through 9. Drought-tolerant once established, deer-resistant across virtually every American growing region. If you have spent multiple seasons trying to attract hummingbirds through a feeder and feeling like you were somehow doing it wrong, you were not doing it wrong. You were simply using the wrong tool entirely. Plant 8 is Achillea moonshine, and it solves a problem every gardener with a sunny property has been managing unsuccessfully for years. You know the strip. Along the driveway edge, against the south-facing fence line, beside the mailbox where the soil is compacted and nothing has survived more than one season. Moonshine Yarrow was designed precisely for that location. Soft, sulfur yellow, flat-topped flower clusters held above silver-gray, ferny foliage from June through September. 3 to 4 months of continuous bloom from the most difficult spot your property offers. USDA zones 3 through 9. The one management detail most gardeners skip and pay for with reduced bloom: remove spent flower heads immediately after they fade, cutting each stem back cleanly. Not a full cut back, just the finished head removed before the plant redirects energy into seed production. That single habit, 15 seconds per stem, keeps moonshine producing continuously rather than stalling between flush cycles. Do it consistently and bloom holds from June through September without visible gaps. There is a pattern running through every plant covered so far, and it is worth naming directly at this point. Less fertilizer, less supplemental watering, one precise cut at the right moment rather than constant seasonal management, less interference producing more reliable results than more of everything. That pattern is not accidental, and it is not unique to these specific plants. It reflects what happens across perennial gardening as a whole when you stop trying to push plants into performing and start choosing plants designed for the conditions you already have. Plant 7, Penstemon Dark Towers, is where that philosophy becomes impossible to argue with. Deep bronze-purple foliage that commands visual attention before a single flower opens in May. Pale pink tubular flowers from May through July, with a genuine rebloom flush in September for gardeners who make one specific cut in late July, not to the ground, but by 1/3. That distinction matters, and almost no one specifies it clearly. Cut to the ground and the plant exhausts itself in recovery. Cut by 1/3, and within 3 weeks, fresh growth emerges alongside a real second flowering cycle that carries color straight into fall. USDA zones 4 through 8 tolerates clay soil more gracefully than nearly anything else on this list. Plant 6 is Gaura, and the variety is siskiyou pink. Picture a warm evening in late summer. The garden has quieted, most of what you planted in spring has finished or significantly reduced, and one plant is still moving, delicate pink blooms on arching wiry stems swaying in the evening breeze, with a quality that looks deliberately designed rather than simply botanical. That is siskiyou pink Gaura in August, and it blooms from June through October, 5 full months, hardest during the exact weeks when surrounding perennials are visibly resting or declining. USDA zones 5 through 9 performs best in lean soil with no fertilizer and genuinely thrives on the heat that stresses other plants into dormancy. The one establishment detail that matters, deep watering twice weekly through the first summer only. After that season, complete neglect produces better bloom than careful tending. Plants ignored for 3 or 4 years consistently outperform plants that have been watered and fertilized because this plant was built for difficult, dry conditions and responds to those conditions with its most extraordinary performance. Plant 5 is Liatris spicata cobalt. Dense purple flower spikes from July through September on 18-inch stems, blooming from the top downward, an unusual habit among perennials that creates a distinctive appearance, drawing immediate attention in any border. Native to North American prairies, fully adapted to the complete range of continental American growing conditions without requiring any zone-specific adjustments. USDA zones 3 through 9. The one mistake that most reliably limits this plant's performance is dividing it too early. Let it establish fully through 3 complete growing seasons before any division attempt. Divided too soon, the plant redirects its entire energy into root recovery rather than bloom production. Given 3 undisturbed seasons, it naturalizes steadily, fills gaps on its own, and delivers genuinely expanding flowering coverage each year at 0 additional cost to you. Plant 4 is Helenium Mardi Gras, and it answers a question most gardeners quietly avoid asking themselves. What does your garden actually look like in August? Not June, when everything is fresh and full of promise, but August, when heat has been relentless for weeks and most perennial borders are carrying far more foliage than flower. Mardi Gras Helenium blooms from July through October, 4 solid months, and performs hardest in August and September when surrounding plants are visibly struggling. Rich orange-gold daisy flowers with deep burgundy banding that intensifies as temperatures rise through midsummer. USDA zones 3 through 8. The single technique that separates a good Helenium display from a genuinely extraordinary one is the Chelsea chop, cutting plants back by half in early June before flowering begins. Stronger stems develop, growth becomes more compact, and late summer bloom density is measurably heavier than on unpinched plants. One cut in June. The payoff arrives in August when your garden is performing at its fullest, while neighboring borders have already gone silent. Plant 3 is Knautia macedonica, and it belongs to a category most home gardeners never encounter. Professional garden designers use it consistently. It appears in the most admired and widely photographed private gardens across the country, and it is almost never featured on nursery display tables or promoted in mainstream gardening content. Not because it is rare or expensive or difficult, but because it does not photograph dramatically enough to sell itself at point of purchase. Deep crimson-red pincushion flowers on branching airy stems from June through October, 5 months of bloom that fills gaps between larger perennials with a natural, spontaneous quality no tightly structured plant can replicate. Self-seeds gently, filling bare patches over seasons without ever becoming invasive. USDA zones 5 through 9. No deadheading, no midsummer cut, no management beyond first season establishment watering. The plant that costs what every other perennial costs and delivers what most gardeners spend years trying to achieve through considerably more effort. Plant 2 is Persicaria amplexicalis firetail, and it is the plant on this list for every gardener who has been told, directly or indirectly, that long bloom and shade simply do not coexist. Every other plant covered today demands full sun. Firetail thrives in partial shade, the specific challenging condition that eliminates most long-blooming perennials from consideration entirely. Bright crimson bottle brush flower spikes from June through hard frost, 5 to 6 months of continuous bloom on bold architectural foliage that gives shaded borders genuine presence and visual weight. USDA zones 4 through 8. The precise site condition that unlocks the full bloom window is morning sun with afternoon shade. Full shade reduces flowering measurably. Full sun causes heat stress by midsummer. Morning sun and afternoon shade is the exact combination that produces 6 months of continuous crimson bloom from a location most gardeners have already abandoned as unimprovable. Plant 1 is Echinacea pow-wow wildberry, and this is where the 7-month promise made at the very beginning of this video gets fully paid off. Deep rose-pink flowers from May through November on compact, self-supporting stems that require no staking, no dividing for the first 5 years, and no management beyond one light deadheading pass in midsummer that extends bloom straight to the edge of hard frost. USDA zones 3 through 9, native to North American prairies, built for heat, drought, clay soil, and complete neglect, with the kind of season-long consistency that makes every other long bloomer look modest by comparison. Do not plant it in rich, heavily amended soil. Average ground, even slightly lean ground, produces the densest and most continuous bloom. Rich soil produces foliage. Ordinary soil produces 7 months of color. Plant it in full sun, 18 inches apart, water weekly through the first season, and then step back entirely. Trust what it was designed to do. Now, here is the question I want every person watching this to answer in the comments right now. What does your garden honestly look like in October? Is it still alive with color, or has it already surrendered for the season? Drop your state below and tell me which plant from this list you are adding first, because your answer shapes exactly what this channel covers next. 10 perennials, real variety names, real zones, real bloom windows that permanently change what your garden is capable of delivering from May through November. Subscribe right now, hit the notification bell, and never let a plant tag promise more than it actually delivers again.